I found myself going out to eat all the time. Well, that's unhealthy, it's expensive, and it's not a good solution. Hi everyone, welcome back to my next video. Today we're going to talk about cooking, and I've got all kinds of stuff here that we're going to test for you and how to cook. You know, when I moved into a van years ago, in 1995 the first time, I was because I was going through a divorce and I couldn't afford to live. Half my take-home pay went to my ex-wife, and that just didn't leave me enough to live on. But here I was just moved into a box van. I didn't know how to cook in there. And so I realized I was going to have to learn how to cook. Fortunately, I've been a camper all my life. I'd been a backpacker and I'd car camped. So I knew how to cook on a camp stove. So I did what I'd done before. I went out and bought a Coleman stove, just like this one. I think at that time I had a 2-burner, but I didn't need a 2-burner, and I soon replaced it with a 1-burner. This is a Coleman standard 1-burner propane stove. I've had a stove like this in my van for the last 17 years of living in a van. And I have cooked literally thousands of meals inside my van on a Coleman stove just like this. And I'll show you how I do it in this van. For most of you, this is all you need. This is going to work really well. But the arm, and then you put the bottle on the arm, and it becomes pretty big. And if you're in a car, this may be too big. Or if you're in an SUV, this may be too big. So you need an option, and there are a lot of options, and we're going to cover them all. I've bought them. We're going to test them, and we'll tell you what we think about all of them. Now, let me also say that, as you know, I have a video out where I use this stove for both my heat and my cooking. And you've seen me do it. I won't go into details. I just add a wind thing like that. And I just have aluminum foil that I've gone back and forth, so it's the right size and it conforms. And now this is my heater. And this would be too expensive to run on the green bottles. So I have this with a hose. You can buy a $20 hose that will adapt it to a bulk bottle. I have a 2.5 gallon. Most of you will be familiar with the 5 gallon. You can even get them in 1 gallon if you're in a tiny space. And so I use this as both stove and heat, and that works really well for me. But the next stove that most people, and we're going to test them all these things, is the butane stove. This is a standard Coleman butane stove. You can buy these from 15 to 20 bucks. They burn this butane, and these are great stoves. They're so small, they're so compact. They have these great little lighters on them. They start almost every time. They're really safe. The problem is these bottles are really expensive, and sometimes they're hard to find in certain areas of the country. And so what we're going to do with all these stoves is compare how fast they cook. We'll go with 2 cups. We'll test every stove for 2 cups of water. I'll make hamburger patties on all of them, and we'll see how they cook up patties, and all kinds of tests we'll do on them. And so this is a really good option for a lot of you people. This butane, which this is a butane bottle, does not work below 32 degrees. And so that's a real limiting factor. You can't really use it as a stove, and these are too expensive. This is only 8 ounces. The green bottle is 16 ounces. This is twice as much fuel as this. And these usually cost a little less. Depends on where you are in the country. We'll compare the costs on how long they run on a bottle, all those things we're going to tell you about. Then we have a jet boil. This is a standard backpacking type stove. Then this, I think, is the best. It has a little, inside it is the burner. So this is the burner, and this sets on its own little bottle, and I forgot to bring out the bottle. But if you're familiar with butane backpacking stoves, that's what this is. And this is an insulated cup. So this is going to be the speed champ. We already know that. Jet boils are amazing. I mean, it'll boil up a couple of cups of water in a couple of minutes. These things are astonishingly fast. But again, we'll test how much is the fuel going to cost you. I mean, sure, it's great that it's fast, but can you afford the fuel? And it doesn't take up any space of all of these so far. It's by far the smallest, but this thing was expensive. Jet boils are expensive. We'll cover all of that. Next, we have a dometic alcohol. See, this is denatured alcohol. This is what it burns. And it's both a stove and a heater. This was really expensive. This was the most expensive thing here. It was $200. It's marine, and being marine, it's higher quality and more expensive. They charge more for it. Dometic is a good brand name. We're going to test this too, both as a alcohol heater, again using denatured alcohol, and as a heater and as a stove. Next we have this. This is a Kelly kettle. This is made in Ireland. Been used on by Irish fishermen for decades. And I'll show you, this is the box it came with. This was a kit. It came just the way you see it. It came with this cook set. This is a cook set that came with it. This goes on here, and this is wood. We're going to test 2 different wood burners. You know, we're in the National Forest right now, as you can see, and there's dead and down wood here, an unlimited supply of wood for the rest of your life. Fuel is free, but there are disadvantages. We'll talk about the disadvantages of wood here in a minute. And this is a chimney. You can see it's open. And this is where the wood goes. The wood sits here and burns. Let me move this. And then once you've got your fire going, you set this on top. And this is a double hole. I don't think there's any practical way for me to show you that. But inside, you pour the water in here. I think this holds 1.6 liters. So just short of 2 quarts. That holds a lot of water. This is the biggest one they make. So you pour the water in, you start your fire, you set it on, and now you see the whole chimney is getting the heat. It's really, really, really efficient. Also, then you feed it from the top. You just keep dropping sticks in, and then at the same time, you could be warming water, and you could be warming water on top, and you could be cooking above it. You could have a little frying pan and be frying something, or be warming up a can of soup on top. So it really is efficient, and we're really excited to be testing it. And then next we have another wood stove, and I think this may be our favorite so far. This is made by Solo, and it comes with this pot, and inside the pot goes this is where the wood burns. This is a wood burning stove. So you build your fire down here, and this actually sits inside. All this sits inside. So it folds away to the size of this pot, and of course there's a lid that goes on it. That can be the frying pan. This is stainless steel, not aluminum. So that's a big deal to a lot of people. And we found that it absolutely has to be on something metal, so we have it sitting on it will melt the plastic of this table. So we have it sitting on there. And then this goes on top. And so it's very tiny. It all fits down in here. It's very small. It's free fuel for the rest of your life. And we really like this so far. However, here's the problem. It's soot. You know, I've got soot just from handling this thing. I've got soot on my fingers. And this isn't coming off. There used to be the idea that you put soap, you took a hand bar of soap, got this with soap all around it, and then that would allow it to come off. I tried, it didn't work for me. That's why I'm not a big fan of cooking over wood, because you got soot. And it comes with a plastic bag, a container, and so you just always put it back in the container and you contain the soot that way. But there's another option, and that's what really makes this special, is that you can also use an alcohol stove, and it drops right inside. So if you're in the desert there's not much firewood. So you can put your alcohol stove inside and use it in the exact same way. So it's both an alcohol fuel, which is actually really fuel efficient. Again, here's the alcohol denatured. You buy this at Walmart. You can buy these at Walmart. You can buy them in 1 gallons. You can buy them at Home Depot. Ace, any hardware store has that. Or heat, you can buy the yellow cans of heat and you can use that. And then, so now we're using the alcohol burner. This is made by Solo, designed to go in here. And again, the whole thing fits inside, and it's a very compact system. And so that's the stoves we're going to be testing. And you know, alcohol, wood, butane, and propane. And we'll compare, we'll boil 2 cups on each, boil 4 cups on each, we'll fry a hamburger on each, and we'll let you know how long it took to burn them. And you divide this out by the ounces, and you know how much it costs per ounce. As we go along, I'd like to develop a budget for how much it will cost. KC, my assistant, is a real healthy eater. So we'll do a comparison of really healthy eating, and I'm a typical American bachelor eater, and it's not very healthy, but it's a lot cheaper. It's one of the good things about it. It's a lot cheaper, but I will die sooner. We'll try to compare the costs of eating. We'll give you an idea of meals. Oh, I'll just show you. These are my cooking utensils that I'm carrying. My mom bought these, and I fell in love with them. That is really non-stick, and I'll put links to all this stuff. And I really like this because I will make 4 hamburgers at a time, and then I'll have hamburgers. And I like a big pot. I got a big pot here, and I've made, because I have a fridge, I'll make leftovers. So I'll make a big pot of spaghetti. And this big pot is perfect for spaghetti. I have a little pot, and so I can fry an egg in here just the right size for an egg sandwich. I can boil eggs in here and make egg salad, or just have boiled eggs. All kinds of things you can do with these 2 pots. And the reason I have a big pot and a little pot is so that it's easier to clean. You got to clean these things once you're done. And I eat a lot of canned chili, a lot of canned soup. This is perfect for a can of chili or soup. Really easy to clean afterwards. We'll show you how we clean and wash dishes. So I think it's going to be a good series. I think when we're all said and done, I've always cooked, although now I've gotten a microwave. We'll have a video on the microwave, how you can run a microwave in your van. I don't have enough power. It's cloudy day today. I'm not getting hardly any solar. I may not be able to use the microwave tonight. So I also need to be able to cook in my regular pots and pans. So that's what I'm carrying. That's more than most. Just carry the 1 pot. That's all you need. Your whole entire kitchen fits right in here. That's really, really amazing. That's a really good thing. So there's different ideas. We'll cover them all. We'll cover alcohol, butane, propane, and wood. And so thanks for watching. If you got anything out of this, like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk to you later.